Hello, welcome back to Peace Storm. I am Pluvius Lilon, and today we're playing Ghost Trick. So, when we last left off, we had successfully convinced the Prime Minister that, or, no, not the Prime Minister, but the Justice Minister, that his daughter is safe. But now, we are needed somewhere else. 1:28 p.m. Shouldn't that say a.m.? Temsic Park, the site of the little lady Camilla's abduction tonight, and the place where an important piece of evidence, the music box, was hidden. Wonder why our lady detective is looking so dejected. At least she isn't dead. But what did she find? I like how the chicken kitchen chef was just swinging on the swing. Just having a good time. Alright. Let's get on over there. Okay, there's a leaflet. Okay, whew. Huh? What's he doing here? A little late. It's already ice cold. Why is the chicken kitchen open this late? Okay. Possess the hat. Okay, guess I gotta swing harder. Alright. Now I'm in the jungle gym. This tree is full of leaves and leaflets. Alright. Close that umbrella. Whoop! Was there a rugby ball in the tree? I'm up here, lad. Okay, rugby ball, leaflet, boot. Whew, I got this thing spinning pretty fast. I didn't even put much effort into it. This is quite a bit of power and speed for a piece of playground equipment. I can just imagine all the poor kids who get sent flying all over the park. Alright. Possess the seesaw. Here we go.
Oh, there you are, Sissel.
From your dejected expression, I gather you didn't find what you were looking for.
Right. I can't find the music box anywhere. But I found something else instead. Something horrible.
Horrible? What is it? Oh.
There, in the grass. You better see for yourself.
Yep, looks like a dead body.
I nearly died when I saw it. And I suppose now that we've found it, we can't just leave it there, can we?
Nope, I suppose not. Alright, who is it?
Stop the park from being turned into a housing site! Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods! You there!
You're talking to me, aren't you?
I have some leaflets for you. Leaflets I know you'll be very interested in. I urge you to pursue it thoroughly. Examine it in detail.
Never mind that right now. Do you remember your name?
My name... What does my name matter when there are more important things to worry about?
Okay.
Come now and study these tracts with me, my brother. Come and learn about the Rock of the Gods with me. The night is no longer young. As a matter of fact, daybreak is approaching, but we are young.
Look, I don't have time to get involved in your way of life. But I am interested in your way of death. So let's go back. Back to 4 minutes before your death. I mean, I'm fine with your way of life as long as you don't, like, shove it in my face. There he is, shoving it in people's faces.
And so I made up my mind. I resolved to live here in this park and defend it.
Okay, and what does that have to do with this Rock of the Gods you mentioned?
You still don't appear to understand. It's written quite clearly in the 4th leaflet in great detail.
Excuse me, but I have to use the restroom.
I'm coming! Just hold on. I'll be right there.
I've located the target, Beauty. A girl of the right age coming right out of the... A girl of the right age coming out of the right apartment building at the right time. So maybe in the process of saving the park ranger, we can also prevent Camilla from being kidnapped. Yes, my dear. I'll ever so gently nab her and come right back to your side. Good evening, young lady. Won't you come with me?
Eek! Oh gods, what do I do? What should I do? I have to do something.
What the hell? What in the world? What just happened?
Oh, that's Mino.
Mino?
Mino the mascot, the symbol of Temzik Park.
Forget about the name of that big creepy lump of concrete. I'm talking about the way it changed direction. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. We witnessed it with our own eyes. The power of the Rock of the Gods. That was the power of the gods. The power of the gods saved that little girl.
And then that same power very deliberately crushed you instead.
Yes, precisely. That is called the mischief of the gods.
Was it the mischief of the gods, or was it a ghost trick? But nah, it couldn't have been a ghost trick. No ghost trick could change the direction of something that heavy in midair. But wait a minute. What if there was somebody with much greater powers than me? I mean, you're a ghost, right? You could probably see ghosts. Look at that. There's another flame besides mine.
Oh, so that's the flame of a god, is it? But hold on. Your spirit is a flame too, isn't it?
Yeah, so?
Pardon me, but are you a god?
No.
Then die!
I'm already dead. At the last minute, that big lump of concrete made a huge swing to one side. That was probably the flames doing. Who could it be?
I definitely believe it's either a god or somebody god-related.
Maybe I'd better try talking to this person. What the... This person with
This person with much greater powers than me. It's... you? Hey! Sissel! Oh my, it's... Missile! You look well for being dead. Did you see? Did you see what I did? I did it. I tried really hard and I did it. I saved Miss Camilla. Are you telling me I was done in by a puppy dog?
Missile, what's going on? How'd you get the powers of the dead?
I'm glad you asked. After Miss Camilla went out and you left. I worked like crazy to make my own path and I did it. And then I followed Miss Camilla out into the big wide world.
It's never a good thing when an animal learns how to open a door. Just saying.
And then, here at this park, I found her at last. Yes, you guessed it, I barked. You bet I did, and I went running after her too.
And then he was run over.
And then I guess I died.
Yeah, a rather unceremonious death if I do say so myself.
And then I was unconscious for a little while.
In any other game that would sound silly.
When I came to, it was all over. Poor Miss Camilla. Crushed under that big scary lump.
Oh, what have I done? I'm so sorry, little lady. Please forgive me.
Miss Camilla! I had to rescue Miss Camilla. It was up to me. I cried out from the depths of my heart. And then... I can't tell you how surprised I was. I bet you understand, right?
Better than probably anyone else could.
Then I remembered what you did for me, how you saved me.
So, you went back, right? Back to 4 minutes before the little lady's death?
You bet I did!
And everything was green. Yes, my dear. I'll ever so gently nap her and come right back to your side.
Now's my chance, I thought. I saw the core.
I don't know. Looks pretty far.
I stretched out my paw toward the core. Oh, how I felt at that moment. I'd love for you to be able to feel it too. Go ahead, Sissel. Go ahead and try it for yourself.
Whoa! I can't believe it. How could you connect over such a great distance?
Well, they don't call me Missile for nothing.
And then you manipulated that Mino thing and threw it aside.
Right on top of my head. Well, no, actually.
Huh?
I can't manipulate things like you can, Sissel.
You can't? Then how did you...
I didn't know what to do. Then I happened to see something out of the corner of my eye. And it had a core, too. A single leaf hanging from the tree. I tried reaching out to the leaf.
What in the world?
I can't manipulate things, but apparently I can swap them. As long as the two things have the same shape, that is.
Swap things with the same shape?
Go ahead and try it. Press swap.
Whoop! That's incredible. And so that's how you saved your mistress, is it?
And that's how I became caught up in this, is it? I'm very sorry. My powers were too meager.
Meager?
Because you see, I saw one more. I happened to notice one more core. There was something with the same shape stuck in the branches of a tree.
Hey, you're right. If Mino could be swapped again with that,
then disaster wouldn't have to rain down on my head.
But what is that thing? It's too big to be a leaf.
Whatever it is, I'd much prefer it on my head than Mino.
So why didn't you swap the missile?
I couldn't. I can stretch out my paw a little further than you can, Sissel. But this was just too far for me. I couldn't reach. I must admit, it's a fascinating spectacle of a death if I do say so myself. I kept retrying over and over, seeing if there was anything I could do.
I bet there's something you can do now.
Huh?
If we work together, you and me...
Sissel, you think so?
I don't plan on letting anybody die in front of me tonight. Do you think you could help me?
Of course! Naturally.
So we're going to drop that Mino thing in a different spot. Okay, let's try it. Let's go back again to 4 minutes before. Alright, let's get started. 4 minutes from now, you'll swap Mino with the leaf. And then you'll have to swap Mino with something else. Something with the same shape.
Oh, I believe that's a rugby ball.
Okay, rugby ball, huh? But with the rugby ball where it is now, Missile can't reach it. So that means I have to move it closer somehow. Looks like you and I will have to work together on that one, Missile.
Okay, I'm ready. Whenever you want to use my swap trick, just press V. That way you'll be able to control me. And then, if you press V...
control will come back to me.
Okay, let's try it. Together we can stop Mino from hurting anybody.
Alright, Missile. Your powers are the key this time.
Okay, I'm ready. I can swap anything that has the same shape. Just call on me if you find anything you want to try.
Probably the best thing to do is try a bunch of things and see how it goes. If I see something we can swap, I should use V. Okay. Yeah, nothing I can really do right here. So, the bump, skibidi.
I'm sorry about all this trouble, Sissel. If only my paw could reach a little further. I could have swapped that big lump one more time. Swapped it with that rugby ball in the tree nearby.
That's alright. That's what we're going to do now, together.
I'm going to give it my best.
The first thing to do is to find a path to that rugby ball. Okay, so I can't swap the... Yeah, I can't swap the seesaw with the dumpster lid. Okay, so I guess we'll swap the baseball with the basketball. And then maybe Sissel can... What the hell? Oh, I guess I gotta open the... Okay, let's open the dumpster lid. Man, these controls are getting confusing. It's too heavy. I can't move it very much.
Maybe because of that swap I made.
I guess a little ball is about all the weight I can handle. Shit. Whew. Here you come already.
I swore to myself not to repeat my mistake.
Mistakes?
When somebody's in trouble, you should lend them a hand. Otherwise, you'll definitely regret it. Now the recklessness of youth has taken over, giving me lightning-fast speed.
I've been thinking, if we could stop this man from running, maybe he wouldn't get squished?
It won't be easy to stop me once the recklessness of youth has taken over.
Stop him, huh? Okay, let's try... Yeah, let's, well, first let's swap those again. And then Sissel will do the... No, I just want to jump over to the... Okay. I guess they can't both possess the same object. Okay, swap these. God, shit. Alright, jump up here. Okay, go. Yeah, let's swap those again just in case. Or wait, no. Yes.
Look at this funny flattened ball. It's the same shape as that horrible Mino, but it's too far to swap from here. Even this ball's starting to look horrible to me.
We have to find a way to get this ball closer to that Mino thing.
Knock it down from the tree, I say.
There must be something we can do. Okay, do this, do this. Oh, right. Yeah, let's, rustle that shit.
What do you think of my lightning-fast pace?
I wish you'd knock it off, that's what I think. We don't have time to prepare. I think we're gonna have to find a way to stop him from running.
As far as I can see, the only way to do that is to use the playground equipment.
The what?
You know, the seesaw, the swing, those things. Precisely. Except there's one more piece of equipment to be exact.
Stop him with the equipment, huh? Maybe I should rethink things here. Well, in the meantime... Yeah, let's restart. Okay, first let's open the dumpster lid. And then go over... Ooh. Well, first let's get over to the, jungle gym. Well, would you look at that? There sure are a whole lot of round things around here.
Oh boy! That means it's time for me, right? Oh boy! My hair is also round.
Let's see. To use Missile's powers, I just tap V. I'll try it and see what happens. Okay, yeah. Swap the tire with the baseball, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, and then I just wait for the park ranger to come by. Start swinging the thing. Alright. Damn it. Okay, so maybe the tire has to go in the jungle gym. First, let's just use the seesaw while the baseball's on it. Switch to missile. So first, yeah, we'll swap the baseball with the tire, and then swap the tire with the basketball. Wonder if the boot can be swapped with anything. Oh, what if? What if while he's spinning on the globe spinner, what if I can spin it harder to throw him off it? There we go. Wow, I didn't see this coming. Don't you know the first thing about the globe climber? Huh? Even little children treat it with the respect it deserves. They know that unless you spin it gently, there's no stopping it. Yeah, it does look pretty dangerous. It looks like I'm just destined to fly through the air like this for a while. This just might buy us some time. Maybe he'll just keep spinning around like that for the whole 4 minutes. I'm sorry, but I don't think I would stand for it that long. But anyway, at least we stopped him from running for a while. Let's do what we can while we have this chance. No checkpoint? Oh well. Okay, let's get in that boot. Okay. Bada boom. Close the umbrella. Oh, that was so close. If it hit the ball, it would have knocked it down. Is that all this umbrella can be used for? For knocking down the rugby ball? Don't forget about my powers. And don't forget about my recklessness of youth. Shit. Sorry, I had to take a sip of coffee there. Oh. Oh. I thought I could swap those for some reason. Maybe if I open it. Hey, get back down there. Sissel, did you see that? Did you see the seesaw? Yes, it really sent that little ball flying, didn't it? Such a pity. It's too bad it didn't hit the rugby ball and knock it down. Maybe it's a little too light for that. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe we should try sending up something a little heavier. Like the tire. Yep, so there was no checkpoint. Oh well. I have a better idea of what to do now. Okay, let's just tilt the seesaw. Grab the ball. Blah blah blah, round objects. Okay, switch to missile. Alright, so let's swap those. And then wait for the park ranger. Spin his ass around. Get that. Do that. Then open the umbrella. Cause I don't think that worked last time. No, don't swap those. Or do swap them actually. No, wait. Yeah. Okay, then we possess the rugby ball. So he's spinning, Yeah, I guess the tire's too heavy to get that much height. I wouldn't have been surprised if it launched me into the air. That tire does have quite a bit of weight to it. But no matter how heavy it is, I can still swap it. So weight isn't a factor when it comes to swapping, huh? Alright. So I guess I had to use the basketball instead. Alright, hopefully this is the last. Hopefully this is the run. Swap at the baseball with the basketball. Yep. And then he goes spinny. Whoosh. Okay, lift that. Get that. Open that. Jump to that. Alright, and then just wait for him to jump. Ho ho ho. Wow, I so did not see that coming. I never thought the umbrella would catch the ball. Did you see that? The tree branch, it shook a little. I think I saw it shake too. If it only shook a little more, it would knock that terrible rugby ball down from this terrible tree. Maybe it just needs a little more weight. I'm sure we can do this. We just have to put our heads together. Everything looks good so far. We just need one more step. Okay, let's... Yeah, let's swap their ass. There, we moved the ball. What do you think, Missile? With the ball there, I think I can do it. In just a few seconds, you'll swap Mino with the leaf. And then from there, we can swap Mino one more time. The final moment is near, Missile. Are you ready? You bet! Okay, so I can't reach... Yeah, I have to wait until Mino is swapped. Okay, watch me, Sissel. Here I go. The finishing touches. You can do it, Missile. Swap Mino with that ball. Go!
There, how's that? My head's been spared. Truly, that was a try worthy of the gods.
And now Mino's right where he belongs.
We did it again, didn't we? Didn't we? Now nobody has to die.
Except for one brave little somebody.
Huh?
I'm talking about you, Missile.
Oh, me? I guess you're right. I'm still dead, aren't I?
Now let's go back and save your life.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
Now that I think about it, I think I want to stay dead a little longer.
What?
When I was alive, I couldn't even help Miss Camilla when she was in trouble. I want to be able to protect Miss Camilla. And to do that, I need these powers I have now.
I see.
Perfectly understandable. Even I wish I had powers like that.
Hey, we just saved you. Don't wish your life away already.
Oh, of course, you're right.
Okay, Missile, have it your way. By the way, Mr. Reckless Youth, there's a certain detective who needs that music box you found. When we get back to the present time, could you give it to her?
Certainly, you have my word. Let's go back then, to the present.
And so Camilla ended up in the hands of the kidnappers. We weren't able to change that part. Lynn listened to my story without saying anything. I'm sorry, but wish there was something else I could have done.
No, you did the best you could. I'm sure she's all right. After all, she has me. Missile, are you in there? Miss Lynn, leave Miss Camilla to me. I know I don't look like much right now, but I'm sure I can help her. Missile. Eek! Miss Lynn! I'm going to leave it up to Missile.
Kinda looks like Missile's being left up to the wind.
I have something to give you. Stop the park from being turned into a housing site. Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods.
Aren't you forgetting your promise?
Oh, pardon me, pardon me. My apologies. This is for you. Oh. You kept the music box safe, didn't you? Thank you.
I love how she just, fits it right into her pocket.
Not at all. I was only doing what the Rock of the Gods would have wanted.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
He's mesmerized by my beauty. Hey, the cat's not allowed to get your tongue. Excuse me, but are you... No, it couldn't be. Have we met before? Aren't you that little girl from that time? I'll never forget it. It was 10 years ago in this park. 10 years ago? Are you talking about... Here in this park, the gods surely control fate. Today, 10 years from that day, we met once again. If that isn't the power of the gods, then what else is it?
It could just be a coincidence. But apparently, you know our lady detective here. Could you tell us a little about it? About what happened 10 years ago?
Yes, of course. I was actually just about to do that.
What's this Rock of the Gods you keep mentioning?
Don't you know? It's right there in front of us. Missile. Wait a minute. You say gods, but do you mean dogs? Of course not. Don't be silly. This is no time for ridiculous word games. You're standing just above the Rock of the Gods now. Take a good look at that monument. Monument?
Rock of the Gods, Temzik Park.
The Rock of the Gods. The rock is buried in the ground right there. It's been there these 10 years. Ever since that day it flew down from the heavens and showed us a miracle.
A miracle?
So this rock you've been talking about is a meteorite? Precisely. It dropped from the sky on that day 10 years ago. Yes, of course. Surely you know all about it. Me? That day I just happened to be passing through this park. I had no idea that day would change my destiny. The sun was going down, and through the gloom, I heard the scream of a little girl.
Now just calm down and drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her.
I peeked out fearfully from the bushes and saw some shadowy figures. I didn't see the face of the criminal clearly. I knew I should do something to help, but I couldn't move. The tension was so thick, it was painful. Just when I couldn't stand it any longer, that's when it happened. The sky suddenly burned bluish white. When it crashed into the ground, the meteorite gave off a shower of beautiful fragments. And then I saw it. One of those beautiful fragments pierced into the criminal's back. The judgment of the gods was brought down on the park that day. "10 years ago, the little girl that was you was saved by the Rock of the Gods." Oh I can't believe it. The Rock of the Gods was given the name Temzik, and still today, it lies sleeping deep in the park's earth. I never knew about this Temzik. I always thought Detective Jode was the one who saved me. You were very young then, and you passed out from the shock of being taken hostage. Of course you wouldn't remember.
But that's funny. A huge incident like that should have caused quite a stir. It's strange you've never heard of it, Lynn.
It is, isn't it? But now that I think about it, I remember I didn't want to think about what happened. I avoided the news and I never came to this park again. That's why I didn't know anything about it. The meteorite was named Temzik after the name of the park that it fell in. And then the Rock of the Gods was forgotten. Now an awful thing is happening. They're talking about turning the park into a housing site. I'll never forget the miracle I witnessed that day. And so I've taken up residence in this park, and I'm trying to appeal to the people. Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods. That is my mission. I see. I'm taking it with me, Missile.
So 10 years ago, the little girl that was Lynn wasn't aware of the meteorite. I get that, but Detective Jode, on the other hand, there's no way he didn't know about this Temzek thing. And if he knew... And the man died. I took his life. What was that confession of his all about? The rocks of the gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago changed the destinies of many people's lives, like the ripples of a pond when a pebble is dropped in. With every answer I get, I learn about a new mystery. Will I be able to break the chain of mysteries before dawn? Anyway, now that we have the evidence we need, we decided to meet up again in the minister's office. Besides, there are a few things I want to ask Detective Jode.
We found the music box, Detective Jode.
Good job, Lynn. I knew you would. Once everything had been resolved, I wanted you to give this to him.
Him? You mean Inspector Cabanello, right?
I don't suppose he'll ever forgive me.
Detective Jode.
Now then, let's get this thing open. There's a certain knack to doing it, you know. See? He calls that a knack? Looks more like brute strength to me. Here you are. You should find scorch marks on the grip.
Scorch marks?
When Camilla built her contraption, she used a special kind of string. It's the kind magicians use. It burns up in an instant and disappears.
Why would little Camilla use something like that?
I don't know. Maybe because she's a detective's daughter. Not leaving any evidence behind and all that. Haha. In the case report, there was mentions of some scorch marks. When it happened, Camilla was watching from her hiding place. She saw the flame run to the gun, something she naturally didn't include in her design. I took the gun out of the frame and replaced it with a picture. If you remove the picture, you should find scorch marks behind it on the frame, too. And those marks should match up with the ones on the gun.
In other words...
It proves the contraption existed there in the room that day. And it didn't work the way your little girl intended, is that right? Exactly. Some cowardly culprit modified the design. But that angle was never brought up in court. And so, as a justice minister, I must call off the execution at this point.
I knew I was right. It wasn't Detective Jode. Now we can finally prove that. Thank goodness.
Thank you, Lynn. In those eyes of yours, I see the eyes of that little girl from 10 years ago. I guess we gotta talk to everyone now. What's the matter? I just don't know. What should I have done 5 years ago? Back then, nobody had any way of knowing the true nature of the manipulator. It wasn't anybody's fault that we didn't know the truth. Do you really think so?
Of course. Besides, what's important right now is deciding what to do next, am I right?
She's right, Mr. Minister. Yes, of course. I do believe she is. What is it now? I just don't know. What should I do next?
You'll figure it out. We believe in you.
Sissel, if you hadn't come to my cell tonight, I'd be gone by now. Without ever having known any of this. This is what I deserve. That's what I told myself these past 5 years. But things are different now. Thanks to you, my eyes have finally been opened. Tonight, I've come into contact with a lot of people's lives, and got involved in their fates. And the only reason I was doing it was to regain my own lost memory. But things are different now. We're connected to each other somehow. I just know it. And that's why I need to ask you a few more questions, in order to find the truth about us. Fair enough. Fire away.
Sissel told me all about it, Detective Jode. About the manipulator.
Yes. And it looks like the manipulator really did a number on the minister, too. Please don't pick on the minister. If he dies again, I'm the one who has to save him. Oh.
Sissel, do you think that's what happened to me, too?
What are you talking about, Lynn? Don't tell me. You were manipulated, too?
There was always a part of me that just couldn't believe it. That image of the one who shot me. But now I see the possibility of a new explanation. But who was it, and why did they do it? That contraption was a birthday surprise for Camilla's mother, wasn't it?
That's right.
Something's been bothering me about it. I feel like I know that device from somewhere.
No surprise there. You lost your life once tonight because of that machine.
Right? I knew it. See, Detective Jode?
No, I'm afraid I don't see. I told Detective Jode about it. Told him about seeing the exact same contraption tonight in a completely different place. It's very strange indeed. A junkyard on the edge of town? I've never even heard of the place. And what's more, I've never told a single soul about that contraption.
You haven't?
That old pigeon guy. Who in the world is he? Detective Jode, you must have heard the name before. Temzik. The meteorite that fell in the park 10 years ago. You were there. So you found out about that, did you? I hear that meteorite saved little Lynn's life. That's right. I couldn't do anything to help Lynn that day. But in that case, I don't get it. If that's true, doesn't it mean you didn't steal somebody's life away?
What are you talking about?
Detective Jode, you told me that 10 years ago, the person who killed the perpetrator in the park was you.
What? But it was the meteorite.
I wasn't lying. I stole that man's life away. No question about it. It was entirely my fault. I was just about to shoot him. I would have shot him in the next instant if the meteorite hadn't come. At that point, I was already a murderer.
That's not true. You were trying to save me.
Lynn, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's really it.
Huh?
On that day 10 years ago, a different incident happened in another place.
Another place?
Yes, in the police headquarters interrogation room. The worst sort of incident. A suspect who was being questioned escaped.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
I happened to be there in the detective division, so I joined the chase. Fortunately, or I guess unfortunately, I was able to track him down alone in the park. Hold it right there! I fired a warning shot. I wanted to catch him bad. That warning shot made him panic. At the time, I was a young and green detective, brandishing my sense of justice like a sword. I made him panic and got you involved, Lynn. It was all my fault.
Detective Jode.
All I could see was my target. I couldn't even see you. I'm so sorry, Len.
So the man who grabbed me died that day.
These last 10 years, I've never forgotten his face. And then a few years after that, when my wife Alma died in such a mysterious way, I thought it was fate, my punishment for what I'd done. I painted pictures in my cell, nothing but portraits of people's faces. All the faces of the many people I'd met in my life and didn't want to forget. And tonight, I finished my last portrait, the final face I wanted to remember. The final face. The face of the man in the park that day. Wait just 1 minute. That can't be. I saw that painting. I saw the face you painted tonight. It was my face. Are you telling me I was the man in the park that time? That's right. That face of yours is the face I saw 10 years ago. The face of the man whose life I stole. Of the man who was pronounced dead at the scene.
But hold on, Detective Jode. That can't be true. I just met Cecil for the first time tonight. And he died right in front of me.
By the way, the name that I know the man in the park that day by isn't Cecil. What? From the first minute I laid eyes on you tonight, I've been wondering, who in the world is this guy?
Mr. Minister.
Inspector Cabanella, where are you?
Just be quiet and listen. This is our demand.
What? Demand?
Our demand hasn't changed. The execution must be tonight. Once we've confirmed it's been carried out, we'll release the hostage.
What are you talking about, Inspector Cabanella? You know it wasn't my daughter who was abducted.
Does it really matter who the hostage is? A life is a life. Even if it's the daughter of a death row prisoner. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait for our call. What is it, Mr. Minister? You look paler than ever.
What in the world? What's going on, Inspector Cabanella? The rock of the gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago twisted the fates of many people and started a chain of tragic events. And even now, the chain continues to grow even longer. Inspector Cabanella's call proved that to us. And the greatest mystery of all has risen to the surface. Who is this me I've been chasing all night? Who am I? I'm even further from knowing than when I started. Well, yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can really say about that hasn't already been said. Like there's even more mystery than when we started. But hopefully next episode we can start to unravel that mystery. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, then no further actions required on your part. And we'll see you then.